gotten to Australia yet, people. We're still in New York. Back for another Monday video. It's Elizabeth. I am doing something so exciting today. We are going to do a commentary video on a movie that has 1.8 stars on Letterboxd. It is something that is very near and dear to my heart. I'm not gonna lie, this is one of my favorite movies. We're gonna be watching Kangaroo Jack today. If you don't know what Kangaroo Jack is, it's essentially a stacked cast of people, animated kangaroo that steals $50,000 by accident. That's the log line. I basically sold it. That was actually what happened in the pitch meeting for this movie. I am wearing my red hoodie to celebrate the occasion. I quite literally want to go to Australia because of this movie, by the way.
And his name is Kangaroo Jack.
I mean, if you're gonna animate a kangaroo, that's what it should look like. Christopher Walken is so young.
Most important thing that happened that day was that I went out for a 20-yard pass and I couldn't swim.
What an insane thing to do, to run into the ocean and you can't swim.
Never forgot it. He just saved your life. He wouldn't let me. And now it's 20 years later. My new stepfather, Sal, set me up in my own business.
Oh my gosh, that's right, he's a hairstylist! I fell in love with Jerry O'Connell watching this movie growing up. Like, imagine half of your family being in the mafia.
I'm treated like a man, but I get some respect. Ain't that what Aretha said?
R-E-S-P-E-C-T. I haven't watched this movie in years. I mean, waffles. Look at him. Look at him.
What? Whose truck is this? That I can't be certain of. It came with the TV.
Apparently it's a stolen vehicle. You can't avoid a cop car in New York. This is how we're setting it up. We're setting up the story that Lewis is the one who was getting in trouble, but he saved Charlie's life when he was a child. So this is all gonna come back, you guys. We're gonna flag that in the back of our heads. We have Lewis in a red jacket that he wears every single day of his life. It's his lucky jacket. Currently doing something illegal, not great. Charlie's stepdad and stepbrother are a part of the mob and mafia, and obviously a lot more like fishy stuff is going on here. Also, the soundtrack, beautiful. Why was this not well received? We'll get there, I'm sure.
What are you guys doing here? Your father didn't say he was coming. Sal? Yeah, this is his warehouse. I didn't know. You didn't know.
I didn't know. Charlie is getting the stepfather and his gang and the mafia and everything in trouble because he just brought all the cops to their hideout. We're arriving at the Maggio compound.
Booker, you degenerate moron.
Look at Chris Walken in this movie. Are we kidding me? As we see right now, Sal is running the world. He has a lot of employees. A lot of fishiness is going on. Because Charlie messed him up and screwed him over, he's basically asking him to do this huge task and take this manila envelope to Australia. That's all he has to do. He has to take this manila envelope, deliver it to someone, that's it. Of course Lewis is gonna go with him because that's what a buddy crime comedy is.
Take this envelope to JFK Airport.
No problem.
You catch a nice flight for Sydney, Australia.
Take the envelope to JFK, go to Sydney, Australia.
Yeah, see, cause my mama, she got the gout, and if I'm not home to rub her feet, you know, her ankles just swell up, and she can't take her house shoes off.
From Sydney, take the old South Road due north to a place called Cougar Petey, where you meet a man named Mr. Smith.
Go meet Mr. Smith.
Give this envelope.
Give the envelope to Mr. Smith.
Look, in that envelope, under any circumstances, understood?
I can hear you.
Understood.
Oh, yeah.
I would immediately open the envelope. Are you kidding me?
We're canceling the return trip.
Meaning that they're basically trying to kill the two of them, which is insane because he's married to his mom and he's trying to kill her son. They're on the plane to Australia and Lewis, classic Lewis, has just full-on loose food. This image, I loved it. I wanted to eat the things that he had. I don't know why. I was like, this looks like fake food and I want it all. So Charlie goes to the bathroom and Lewis sees the envelope and decides to open the envelope while Charlie is in there in the airplane. If you were told to not open this, I would not open it around anyone. I would open the envelope at a rest stop bathroom or something with Charlie present. This was such a high risk open in front of all these people at an airport. You have no idea who is watching you. I don't know, $50,000 in the envelope. The music. Give this movie 1 star alone for the music. Good day, mate. Now we're in Australia and we see other people taking pictures of Charlie and Lewis. We get a Jeep, we see kangaroos, we see different Australian animals. Now, the penultimate moment in the movie, which some may say is crazy to say is the penultimate moment when we're only 20 minutes in of a 90-minute movie. We meet Kangaroo Jack, who is the most important character of the film. Again, I don't understand how this movie has so few stars when I have seen nothing bad this whole time. We're 20 minutes in and I love the setup. I love the best friends since they're kids. I love the stepfather being a bad guy and like sending them out off on this journey in a country that they have no idea about anyone or anything and they don't know what's going on and they have a load of money. What a perfect setup. Like, play the song. Play the freaking song. We all know it. Imagine thinking you killed a kangaroo.
He likes from Kangaroo with the goatee. Always wears the sunglasses.
What are you talking about?
Hold on. Look. Ooh. Okay, look at it. Right there. Look at that.
Jackie.
Jeez, that is Jackie Legs.
I don't know what this is. Is it a dummy? I don't know what exactly it is. So real looking. This was in 2003. They made it look so real to me. I'm still like, I'm 26 years old watching this right now, and this kangaroo looks real as hell to me. Okay, so the kangaroo is still alive. We don't have Thai food as we watch.
I never have to see that stupid red jacket of yours again.
Lucky red jacket. Put the jacket on the kangaroo. I put the money in the jacket. The kangaroo has the money. The kangaroo has the money. This is the problem. This is the funniest plot line of any movie I've ever watched. Instead of meeting Mr. Smith at the time that they were supposed to, they now have to chase down a kangaroo in Australia. Luckily, yeah, he does have a red jacket on him. This was the inspiration for Zac Efron and Bet On It right here. We have a new character showing up, folks. This is very important.
I'm out here in the back of pulling my tank carts and he is in heat stroke. Wait for you two yanks. Where's the package? Can I find ya? You better get ready to cover that otherwise.
Lewis calls Mr. Smith, realized immediately, bad guy. So now we're figuring out, how do we catch this kangaroo? Lewis decides to go through the freaking yellow pages, TBT to them, to figure out how we can catch a kangaroo and get like a kangaroo wrangler, essentially.
Name's Jessie.
I need some help.
Meet Jessie. Number one, don't know if she's an American actress. Number two, one of the most gorgeous people I've ever seen. We get her roped into this madness. God bless Jessie. Gives him a tranquilizer dart to basically, as Lewis states, because it really needs to set it up for later on, creates temporary blindness, temporary loss of motor skills, and just like basically makes you unconscious for like 5 seconds. But to track the kangaroo, she says, you know, take a plane. While Lewis is figuring all this out, Charlie's getting drunk with this guy at the bar. Of course, the person who is going to man the plane and be the pilot is the guy that is fully drunk. During this flight, we see Kangaroo Jack in the distance. Lewis hits the pilot with the tranquilizer dart. Cut to Sal and Frankie trying to figure out what's going on, if everything is okay. They're back in Brooklyn. They find out that they have not delivered the $50,000 to basically kill Charlie and Lewis. Now we're stranded. We love it. Now Mr. Smith leaves the location where he was supposed to meet Lewis and Charlie.
Friends.
Yeah. I promised the family back home I'd take care of them.
If you're saying to them, like, I promised the family I would take care of them, like they're just family friends, whatever, you're trying to come off as just trying to find these people, they're family friends, you cannot be looking like that. There's no way I'm gonna trust that guy. They're gonna decide to walk throughout the desert. No water, no supplies. With Mr. Smith looking to kill them, Sal potentially knowing about all of this and also looking to kill them, which he was trying to do already. So now Sal sends freaking Frankie to go to Australia. What I love so much about this movie is they basically make it seem like they can pop over to Australia so quickly. Now we get to one of my favorite parts of this film, Charlie seeing a mirage in the desert. I thought that if I were to ever be in a desert, I would see a mirage. I didn't know it was less common than the way that they make it seem in this movie.
Can you believe this? What are the chances? Come on, hop in. Hey, look. They got Slurpees. Oh, Charlie.
Okay, so Charlie promises her $2,000 out of the quote-unquote $4,000 that they have so that she can help the wildlife and the preserve that she's a part of. We're still trying to find the kangaroo. We have Mr. Smith looking for them now, Frankie looking for them. They have very little time left. Of course, we're gonna have a fun little montage to, you know, show that they're bonding and show we're gonna try and figure out ways to catch the kangaroos. But it's also very important because we see that they're gaining some skills here, folks, for a potential scene in the future because they've been lollygagging all over the place. People are here. We got Mr. Smith on the scene. Obviously, Frankie will be there very shortly.
Where's me moolah?
For God's sakes, all this over $4,000?
It's more, isn't it?
46,000 more.
And every cent of it's mine.
I feel like for a movie, $50,000 is pretty insignificant.
What do
This
you
poor
know?
girl straight up roped into this.
Bad news, fellas. You were telling the truth. Who wants to go first?
You kill us now, you'll never get it.
I'm listening.
North Feeding Ground, near Owen Springs. Eucalyptus grove a few kilometers from here. That's where they'll be.
So Jesse's like, you have to keep us alive because I know where to go. So we end up going to this feeding ground, right? Frankie's there, obviously. Here he is.
What are you doing here? So, are you having a bit of...
So of course, he's thinking, okay, Frankie's here. He's my stepbrother. He's here to save me. Because he doesn't know that his stepdad just sent him to Australia to kill him.
Like, oh, thank God you could save me. You're a hero. Thank you so much.
And is like, oh, okay, well actually, I'll kill you. This
Okay, go
comedy
now.
turns
Are you ready?
pretty dark towards the end.
Well, Frankie, this is Jesse. Jesse, this is Frankie.
Hi.
You see, Louis and I, we fell a little behind schedule.
Yeah, and so, you know, Jessie, she came along and helped us get back on schedule again. And so, you know, you did it. Uh-oh.
I know all about it, Charlie. Hurricanes leave smaller trails than you two morons.
Do not agitate me. I literally will never forget Michael Shannon saying that line. But then they end up escaping because thank God Kangaroo Jack distracts everyone. Frank is still alive, tries to kill all of them. How Louis saved Charlie's life in the beginning, Charlie saves Louis's life. They tackle Frankie to the ground. Frankie is now arrested. They still have not seen Jackie Legs. They still have not caught Kangaroo Jack, but they did catch Frankie and they didn't die. That's a pretty good thing. Mr. Smith, also bad guy, also arrested. So then basically they see Kangaroo Jack, they get the jacket off, they're like, it is the lucky jacket, and they get the money back, the $50,000. They actually made bank. We end the movie.
Quiet. Frankie and his goons were put away for good. Jessie, she ended up marrying some filthy rich tycoon.
Hey, honey.
Hi, honey. Yep, the filthy rich dude, that's me.
Louis is still goofy. There's a couple. Say goodbye to Kangaroo Jack. All the bad guys are in jail. We love it. I love how this movie has everything to do with Kangaroo Jack and also nothing to do with Kangaroo Jack because he is a kangaroo, an animated kangaroo. I found very few flaws rewatching it. I love this movie so much, and you should too. And you should give it a full-on watch. Like this video if you enjoyed it. Comment down below what other things you want to see me comment, react, watch. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet because I post a video every single Monday, and on Fridays I post my tier list videos. And I will see you next Monday. Boom, boom, bye!